This is my van, and you may have seen a film I did 3 years ago when I bought it, and I said it was a motorhome project, and the project is now going to sort of come to fruition. I have been living in this van now for 3 years, and okay, I wasn't living in it all the time. I was sort of it's been a couple of girlfriends in between. I've been living in my own house, I've been staying with my mother, I've done all sorts of other things, but I've spent a great deal of time in this van, and we've got ideas to sort of make it better. As you can see, I don't actually wash the van very often. I have decorated it though, and we've got little ideas of what to do there. We'll come round to the side as well. So it's a Fiat Ducato. The engine was built in '98. The van became a van in '99, and there you get a good look at it. Now, it's not in particularly good condition, I would say, but then again, it hasn't been washed for a long time as well. Unfortunately, I lost one of the mud guards in Belgium earlier this year, although it was loose. I kept thinking, I've got to fix it, I've got to fix it, I've got to fix it. I didn't fix it, and I didn't get off. Okay, and it has been I've been actually living in it for the last 3 months, but for 3 months it was stuck under a tree, and so I sort of got a bit dirty there. I didn't take it out, it was just sitting in the garden. I didn't need it to take it out. I was quite happy using it as I was using it. Let's have a look inside. So we've taken almost everything out, and as we come in, initially on the left, I've got this really nice thing here for keeping bottles in or other things. Very good piece of kit. That the kit's called Kipper, and is manufactured in Germany. I've shown them in another film. I'll put a link up now, and we can see my solar setup is actually very good. I'm very pleased with this. I've got back contact solar cells on the roof, and it works very well. Now, looking down here, okay, we've got the 2 seats at the front, plenty of rubbish on the floor. Under here I've got my electrics, I've got my water tank down there, and we've started doing certain things. For example, pulling off the wallpaper, and so it wasn't normally in this type of a mess as I used it. We have here on the right this unit. Well, the former owner kept a television up there. I'll just keep my plastic bags up there now. And here we have something, again, former owner used it as his cocktail cabinet. And I had an idea. I wanted to put a real fire in there, but we're going to do something else as far as the heating's concerned. So the real fire is now gone. I was looking at them. I really fancied the idea of getting a wood burner stove there, but I do appreciate some of the problems. Having said that, despite the fact of what we're going to do now, I still would like one. Anyway, just have a quick look down there as well. So we've got a bit more storage for food or something like that down there. I used to keep my food up here, although in all honesty it's not the best sort of place for food up here, because it gets very hot in summer. Now another thing you can take a look at, that's ridiculous how thick these doors are for the cupboard. So we're going to put thin stuff, we're going to put everything that's going to be light-weighted. I'm sure we're going to knock off around 100 kilos in weight, and we've already started doing things of that nature. Anyway, I'll show you that when I get to it. Now, on the floor, and this is the clever bit, what we're going to do here is we're going to put down panels like this. This is to heat the place. Now, it will work great on hookup. How will it work when I'm wild camping? when I'm wild camping, in theory, this should not work because it's going to take up far too much electricity. Let's find out. Obviously I'm pretty confident, otherwise I wouldn't be ripping the whole thing apart to put them in if I didn't think it was going to work. So anyway, they're going to go on the floor. We're going to rip this lino up, we're going to put them on the floor, then you cover them with floor panelling, which I'll get from a hardware store. Right, under here I've got water. Oh, another thing, we're going to reduce this. The electrics are down there, under there, but what I'm now going to do is I'm going to reduce the size of this bench here, because obviously you've got your cushion here and then you've got another cushion up there, so it's not quite as big as that. It looks bigger than it really is. I'm going to leave one big because I've got this tendency to sit cross-legged anyway to the table. I'll do something on that in another film and the reasons for it. And but here, just for sitting normally, and I'm going to get a bigger table in. Now, I was recently out in a Sunlight T67, you may have seen the films, and so I was in Switzerland, I was in Austria, in Germany, and with that Sunlight T67, one thing I really appreciated was this enormous table it had. And you know, when you're working and you've got all this stuff around you, it's really nice to have a big table, also because I'm a bit of a mess, the way I do things. Alright, so I've got my burners here, I've got the sink here, and here, I personally like this, because what do you do with your washing up once you've done it? And I think this an additional place for draining is great. We're going to be doing something about this as well, put some drawers in or something like that. And so I've got my alcohol. As you may be aware, I don't actually drink alcohol, but I like to have some around for when I've guests and things. Fridge, electric fridge, really good. So that's staying in there. Possibly put some drawers down here because at the moment it's badly used space. Shower in here, and we'll going to put some heating in the shower as well. Well, you're going to have to wait to see how that's going to come out. Got these steps up here. That's going to stay as it is. This Truma heater. Now it's very good. It's a very good heater. The Truma systems, I mean the new Truma systems are really good. Truma still produces this heater. I mean in this case this one is here, nearly 20 years old now, but it's the same, more or less the same as what they do. It's a very good heater. The thing is, it's a bit thirsty on the gas. It uses quite a lot of gas in winter. I mean the maximum on full blast you'll get a maximum of 68 hours use on full blast, and you know then you got to get a new gas canister in, and it's a bit of a problem, isn't it? I don't really want to be continuing going to the petrol station to fill up on gas every 3 days or 2.5 days or whatever. I've got my hanging space in there, which and out here, this is the bed. Now I want to show something which is it's not just this. I had the same problem in my Heimer van. I've had you get this. Due to lack of circulation and lack of air and the difference in temperature between the garage and above it. We've got an idea. So this type of mould does not occur. So we're going to try and put that into this van right now. Now I've got at the very back, again this wood is far too heavy. See, I removed the bits at the other end, and what we're going to do is, this is an idea of mine. I got this idea from the Heimer van S500, which was this, when I was in it, I was thinking, what could I use for hanging space? And I had this idea, well, why not put up a bar that goes straight across? And if you got that bar, that's all it needs. Something like, you know, put these things in here. When I got the van, I thought that, yeah, it's a great place to leave my socks up there and things when they're drying, and for hanging things. So admittedly, I don't use it that often. Sometimes I hang wet towels and things like that, but I don't really use it that often. But something along those lines. Obviously it's going to have to be further away, and there I can put up all my you know, iron stuff. You may have seen me in films think, well, how often do you iron? Well, yeah, admittedly, I don't iron very often. But I can get my winter stuff up there, and I also thought it would save on space, because if the shirts are actually dropping down as such, and you can push them then to one side in any case, or depending on if you want to sleep. So I think that's that would be a space-saving option. Now the thing is, when you're the only person that thinks of something, you got to think, oh, am I a genius, or has everybody else thought of it and given up the idea, making me rather silly? And I think it's probably the second of the two. I think everybody else has already thought of that idea and not put it into practice. But I have been thinking about it now for 6 months, so it does show that I've stayed with it. Shower is a bit on the small side, but there's really not much we can do about that. If I had designed this vehicle, then I would have had seats at the front which actually turned round. That would have got, what, nearly an extra 80 centimetres, something along those lines, and I would have used that to make that bigger, and I'd have put a bit more storage into it. So that's what it looks like at the present moment of time, and what we're now going to do is we're going to rip everything out and we're going to start again. So something I had planned on doing 3 years ago and we're going to do now, but hey, it's I've had new ideas, so I don't regret the not having done it since then. Now, I got the van in this state. It was made by a company in Belgium called Lambrecht. Now, I believe they're still in business somewhere. I don't know how many vans they ever did. I suspect this may well have been the only one they did. I've never seen another Lambrecht on the road, but I do know that they buy and sell vans. So that's all I can say. So it's largely a self-built van. So I'll show it to you later. Please stay tuned to find out what happens.